So this is the second day for our John Muir Trail hike here in Pickett State Park in Tennessee. Our first day on the trail was complicated by extended rain. It literally rained on us from the moment we stepped out of our cars through the night. I didn't realize it last night, but apparently I had pitched my tent in a low spot in our campsite. The only way I found out about it was when water started pooling up under my tent between my ground pad and the tub of my tent. It actually got so bad that I had to pull my tent up and move it so I didn't end up sleeping in a puddle of water throughout the night. Even though the rain did stop in the morning, it still made our hike for the day difficult. If we weren't hiking through pooling water on the trail, we were trying to hike over wet leaves and other debris on the ground. It just made everything a lot more slick. One of the really cool features of the trail here is how we would hike along Rock Creek, and then the trail would bend towards the hills, and we would cross waterfalls that would feed into the creek. At the same time, when we had to cross these waterfalls back in the hills, there would be these footbridges, and due to all the rain, they were extremely slick. So oftentimes it was just safer for us to walk through the water instead of try to slide across the boards. One of the other really cool things that we were able to do was to spend a little bit of time on the old Sheltowee Trace trail. The Sheltowee is a 330-mile trail that stretches from just north of Moorhead, Kentucky, all the way down into Tennessee. The southern terminus has changed just a little bit, so this is part of the old Sheltowee Trace trail. But both of us thought it was really cool to say that we were on the Sheltowee and that we had crossed state lines. Once we got back on the John Muir Trail from the Sheltowee, we came across this section that was absolutely breathtaking. It had this extended rock face to one side with water dripping over the edge, and to the other side of us was just this raging waterfall that went down through kind of a slot canyon. With the morning dew and the mist in the air, it felt like we were walking through the Amazon jungle. All of this was a really good reminder that even though we had our difficulties during our time out here, it was absolutely worth it. It wasn't easy getting out here, but it was well worth the effort. This is something that I have never seen before in any of the hikes that I've done.
That's a sketchy looking bridge. There's holes in this thing. It's tilted to one side.
Shortly after that, we came across this rickety bridge. This bridge was terrible. One of the slats was almost eaten all the way through. Half of the bridge was tilted, which made it really difficult to cross with all the rain. As you can see, my buddy's feet were slipping out from underneath him as he was trying to cross the bridge here. At this point in our trip, we're starting to loop back towards the Rock Creek Trail. The sun's out and we're thankful for that, but at the same time, we're still soaked to the bone from our knees down. Eventually, the trail took us alongside the crew camping out here at Pickett State Park. It was a really interesting contrast given everything that we had seen and everything that we had gone through the past 24 hours to be greeted by riding lawnmowers and guys doing maintenance. It was just a really good reminder of being able to enjoy where you're at whenever you're out here in the wild.
changing everything that you are, just to find your way through the dark. I can see that it's wearing you down, and I know when you pick yourself off the ground. You were constantly working things out, and you do without making a sound. You try and you battle in life, it's constantly bringing you down. I can see that you're working things out. Oh, the ropes that hold you up start to fray and loosen up.
Woohoo! Hey guys, it's me. I'm actually recording this video at the end of the hike, so it might be a little clunky. Also explains why I look like trash. I hope you enjoyed those videos. Like I said, absolutely beautiful trip, but also had tons of difficulties with all the rain, the water, just added to it. Trails that we thought would be there that weren't, river crossings that got a little more hairy because of all the water, trails that were a little more treacherous with the footing because of the water, but still able to see some absolutely gorgeous sights, some overhangs, waterfalls, just incredible things. So hope you enjoyed the videos. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, do all those things, and keep following along. All right, appreciate it. See you guys next time.